As an INFJ myself, I know what it's like to have all of these different struggles that we as INFJs face on a daily basis. And as an INFJ counsellor, being an Australian-based counsellor who specifically sees INFJs, there is a common theme that I see come up over and over again. So today in this week's video, I want to talk with you about one of the main struggles that an INFJ faces, and I'm going to share with you why an INFJ might struggle with this. Plus, at the end of this video, we're going to talk a little bit about what you can do to help yourself overcome this issue. Hey everybody, I'm Sam, and on this YouTube channel we talk all things INFJs, empaths, gentle souls, neurodivergent people. If this sounds like something that you would love to be a part of, then please subscribe to my channel, join the community, be part of the comments. I love hearing and seeing each one of you. Being an INFJ counsellor, something that I see come up all of the time is how INFJs often feel misunderstood and like they don't belong. This is a huge struggle that INFJs have. In fact, it's probably one of the main things that breaks my heart, because I believe that all humans, all people, deserve to feel understood. They deserve to feel valued, loved, accepted for who they are. They deserve to have a place of belonging. And I know that this isn't just isolated to INFJs, but it's isolated to people with chronic illness or disabilities, or just people who think differently and act differently in the world. My heart is that when people click on my videos, that they feel like that in this space together, that they feel that place of belonging, that they feel accepted, that they feel valued for what they've got and who they are and what they can give to the world. Because INFJs, I believe with every part of me that there is something special deep in your heart, that there is a calling, there is a purpose, there is a dream that you have to give to others, that you have this unique, special purpose to bring change to the world, whether it's in your family, your small community, or even wider. And so my hope is that you do feel understood here, and that you do feel accepted, and you find your own place of belonging. Now, as an INFJ who obviously grew up as an INFJ, I know what it's like to not belong. I know what it's like to feel misunderstood. I know what it's like to go into all different types of communities and sometimes feeling like, oh, maybe these people get me. But as time goes on, you begin to feel more and more misunderstood. And that feeling sucks. That is so invalidating. It's not a nice feeling, and I don't wish anyone to feel that way. And so at the end of this video, I am going to share with you some things that you can do, some things that you can begin to practice today to help you get to a place where you do feel more understood, where you do begin to feel like you have a place of belonging. Whew. It is really hot in here. I live in the subtropics of Australia and I feel like I'm melting. Now, there are many reasons why an INFJ might feel misunderstood and why an INFJ might feel like they don't belong anywhere. And I would love for you to share your experience in the comments and why you think you might feel misunderstood. But some of the reasons that I've witnessed in myself and witnessed in others is just our unique way of seeing the world, our unique way of thinking about things, and our unique way, I keep saying unique, but our unique way of feeling our way through the world. And not many people get that. Not many people get the intricacies of our thinking. And the problem is when we try to speak out all of this stuff here, it can come out as a jumbled mess. It comes out like we don't know what we're talking about. And people who are not INFJs or think differently, when they hear us speak, they think, what is this person talking about? This makes no sense. In fact, as somebody on YouTube, I often feel this way in YouTube because even though I know I'm talking to INFJs, sometimes I feel like there's this feeling and this aura that I want to give to you and I want to share information, but sometimes it's just all stuck up in here and I can't get it out in words, which is so difficult when you're on YouTube, because especially an educational YouTube channel where you need to be speaking. But for many of us, that's not our skill. Our skill is bringing a feeling to people. Our skill is picking up patterns and having empathy for others. But to speak that's really difficult for many INFJs unless you have practiced and been taught how to do that. It's really difficult to verbalize. I think INFJs also often feel misunderstood or like they don't belong because they have been brought up to camouflage who they really are, and we become like chameleons. I've heard a joke before where INFJs get worried about inviting everybody to their birthday party because they have so many pockets of friendships, but within each friendship they present themselves differently. Each friendship group receives a different part of themselves, and so then they get worried that at a birthday party when all of their friends meet, all of these friends are going to be like, who is this person? And they will discover that, yeah, there's different versions of who you are. I certainly know that was always one of my fears because I had so many different friendship groups, and it's like, oh, are they gonna get along? Because I'm so different around each one of them. But since I have used the technique that I'm gonna be sharing with you at the end of this video, that's no longer so much a fear of mine because people just get what they get now. I am 40 and I don't have time to put on a mask for all different types of people. Seriously, it's like really hot in here. Of course, it makes sense that an INFJ feels misunderstood or like they don't belong because INFJs make up 1% of the population. Now, I know that's a contentious issue on the internet because a lot of people will say, how can it only be 1% when all I do is meet INFJs? But I have a theory that it's because INFJs are probably the most interested in Myer Briggs personality typing. And when you start thinking about something and like such as INFJs, of course you are going to attract that and begin to see the word INFJ come up in conversation or Reddit threads or whatever. Plus 1% of the world is still a lot of people. The thing is, when you don't feel understood, when you don't feel like you belong, that can be quite heartbreaking for people. And I know that when I've had therapy clients tell me like, oh my gosh, I finally feel understood here, or I finally feel like somebody understands what I'm trying to say and gets me, that is incredibly healing for people, to feel understood, to feel validated, to feel accepted, and to feel like they belong. That is powerful. And that's why my desire is for everybody to feel that way. I wish that I could give you a simple solution. I wish I could just give you a step-by-step guide, and at the end of this video you're finally going to feel understood and like you belong somewhere. But unfortunately, that's not reality. That's not real life, and this is something that is going to take time, practice, and a hell of a lot of self-love. You know, I'm 40 now, and it probably took me a good 35 years to finally feel like I belong, to finally feel like I'm accepted. And the thing that helped me get there was to find acceptance and understanding and a place of belonging within myself. I just don't know if it's possible for you to feel understood or to feel like you belong if you don't yet have that internally, where you fully love yourself and fully accept yourself. And it's a journey, and we can go in and out of doing that. As I said earlier, I still sometimes feel like that on YouTube. It We're always a work in progress. Healing is a journey. But to feel understood or to even be in a place where you don't care anymore if people don't understand you or accept you, you need to get there here. You need to find it within yourself. Now, one of the ways to get to that place is by going to therapy. And I would recommend, if you can't see me because you live in America or Canada, I would recommend seeking out somebody who uses parts work therapy, such as internal family systems. Because if you think of yourself as a whole being, we are made up of different parts. There are different parts of us that operate at different times for different reasons. And some of those parts you might like, and some of those parts you might be ashamed of, and you might push down, and you might not want anything to do with them. But if you can get to a place where you recognize who these different parts are, and you can get to a place where you love them fully, and you understand how they've been trying to help you, and you stop rejecting them, this is incredibly powerful and so healing. I found for me, I can't tell you that this is going to work for everybody. I can only share my own experience and witnessing my therapy clients go through this. But I have found that when you can learn about your parts and understand the role that they've been playing, then that's when you begin to accept yourself. And that's when you begin to find home and a place of belonging within yourself. And when you feel that place of belonging within yourself and where you can understand yourself, then the people around you, it just kind of naturally happens. Honestly, you're an INFJ, so the chances are you might never feel like you completely belong amongst your community, and you might never feel like you're understood by everyone. That's just impossible. We can't change other people's behavior and other people's reactions to us. All we can do is change the way we react to ourselves and loving ourselves. And I know that for many INFJs that's so difficult to do when you've always felt rejected, when you've struggled to feel loved by others. But it can be done, and it can be possible. And I know I'm talking all this therapy jargon, so it might not make much sense. But maybe have a Google of internal family systems, or you can even read a book such as No Bad Parts to understand more what I'm talking about. All it really takes for an INFJ is just to have that one person or that one small group of people who get us and who feel understood. And even if that's your therapist, that's incredibly beautiful and powerful. There's so much more I could talk about on this topic, but I'm gonna go because I feel like I am in a sauna right now and I need to go jump in the pool. So take care, and I'll see you when I see you.